Your name, your address, and your phone number are floating around the internet. Easy for strangers, scammers, and companies you've never heard of to find. Data brokers and shady databases collect and sell your private details to anyone willing to pay, putting you at risk of nonstop spam, scams, and fraud. You can't stop them from collecting data, but you can control who gets to keep it. That's why I use Incogni. They remove your private information from more than 420 of these sites automatically. And with their unlimited plan, you get total coverage. If you spot your personal details anywhere else online, just send them the link, and their privacy experts will get it taken down. It's the easiest, most complete way to protect yourself and personal life. Right now, you can lock in 60% off with my exclusive deal at privacykim.com. Go to privacykim.com right now and start protecting your privacy. This is so important. Privacykim.com. That's privacykim.com. Hey, this is the third hour of the Kim Komando Show. So glad that you're here with us. Sit back and enjoy. The little guy's picture was all over the internet this past week. Did you see it, Andrew? It's the little woolly mice. The woolly
what?
Mice?
No.
You didn't see it? Oh, no, you have to look it up. Look it up. The woolly mice. Scientists have been working to bring back the woolly mammoth. Yes, that extinct giant fuzzy elephant. And they've made a little progress by tweaking 8 key genes. They have come up with the woolly mice. They have the same thick, fluffy coat that kept the mammoths warm.
Oh,
aren't they cute?
So adorable.
The last real mammoths roamed in the Arctic. Guess how many years ago? Guess
I don't know. What, 200-300?
4,000 years ago. 4,000. You were close. You were close. All right. What do you call a mouse that swears? What do you call a mouse that swears?
I had a response in my head that I can't say.
Yes.
So I'll just say I don't know.
A cursor.
Oh, that's a tech joke.
It was a tech joke. You know why? Because after all, that's why we're here, to keep people tech ahead and never left tech behind. It's the Kim Komando Show. I'm, of course, your beloved digital goddess, and joining me here is Andrew Babinski, my cohort in crime. You know, I don't know if you know this, but Andrew has set the world record for the longest continuous phone call. Yes, with absolutely nothing, turning silence into an award. You have that award.
What are you talking about?
I don't know. I just made it up. Okay. And then, for old time's sake, we have the mighty Mike James on board with us, too. We're putting the band back together. Does this mean I get to sing?
Yes. Let me just take out my headphones and go ahead and sing.
No, Mike and I have always threatened to do a Christmas release.
Every single year?
Yes. And every time we do this, Mike, is that I'll come home and I'll say, you know what? Mike and I are going to do a Christmas release. We're going to do it together. He's going to auto-tune me, and Barry will always say, like, oh, Kim, you're going to embarrass yourself. On the internet, everybody on the internet's going to be making fun of you.
But to be fair, Barry only says you're going to embarrass yourself because he's heard you sing.
You know, that's hurtful.
Accurate and hurtful. I agree.
It pains me.
Which Beach Boy did you embarrass yourself in front of?
Oh, yeah, that was Bruce. Did you hear that story, Mike? Okay, so I was in Santa Barbara, and there was a party going on. And Bruce is one of the original founders of the Beach Boys, Bruce Johnson. And he comes over to me. Now, keep in mind that there are probably 15, 20 people all around. And Bruce comes up to me, and he says, you know, I just love your show. I listen to your show all the time, and I've said over the years that you have one of the greatest voices on radio. One of the greatest voices.
What a compliment.
It was so nice. And he said, you know, and I often thought that you would have a great singing voice. You know, that raspy tone, the Norah Jones type of thing. And I said, you think? And he said, yeah. And he said, now remember, there are 15, 20 people around now listening to this whole conversation. And he says, you know, how about you sing a few notes for me? And I said, I don't know if you want to do that. I don't know. And he's like, now just sing just a few notes. And, you know, maybe some point we do a charity, you come on stage, you sing with the Beach Boys.
That would be awesome.
I'm like, wow, this is really something. It's amazing. And I said, are you sure? And he said, yeah. And I said, okay. He said, what song are you going to sing? I'm like, I don't know. There's only really one song that I know very well, so let me do that. And so I did that, stood up straight, and I said, Good vibrations.
Sounds just like the Beach Boys.
Bruce looked at me and goes, hey, radio's good for you.
Yeah. But you got a great story out of it.
I know. And Barry's like, told you. Alrighty then. Every single day, I drop by at least 35, 40 different websites to make sure that we're both up to date on what's happening in the tech world. And here are 5 things that you need to know about. And I'm going to start with, I had to call a networking gear company this past week for tech support. And I got somebody by the name of Heather. She said her name was Heather.
Does she sound like Heather?
I couldn't understand a word she said.
Fair enough.
Now, the world's biggest call center company, Teleperformance, is using AI, and I'm going to quote, to make call center employees sound less Indian.
Okay,
It's called Sanos, S-A-N-A-S.
Hi, my name is Ishita Mongia. I have been born and brought up in Central Valley itself. So if I talk about my family, like I have my father, my mother, my younger brother, and I'm the elder one. Like I'm ruling the family right now. Like I'm really very glad that I have got this opportunity to rule my own family being a girl.
All right.
She sounds like a Valley girl.
Okay, now listen, here's a guy.
My name is Arslan and I belong to Uttar Pradesh, Shahjahanpur. And it's been like almost 1.5 years working with this company. And so far my journey was grateful and no complaints about it. I love watching MotoGP, love riding bikes.
Isn't that just amazing?
Now, is this real time?
Yes, in real time.
That's insane.
So while Heather was talking, when I didn't understand a word she said, if they had this software built in, I would have understood every single thing that she said.
Now, is there something ethically wrong with this?
I don't think so.
No, taking away the way someone sounds, their accent, who they are.
No, because, if you're speaking to people in the United States, I want to be able to understand them.
That is a remarkable. That's so amazing. I don't know if it's real.
It is real.
I don't know. I got to see it. I mean, I'd love to call a company and have it in, real time, hear them do this, because that's amazing. This is amazing.
All right, let's move on to something really geeky. You ready?
Uh-huh.
Put on your thinking cap. Alphabet, Google's parent company, there you go, has made a photonic chip that beams 10 gig internet through the air using light beams.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and take this off because this ain't going to help me.
No fiber, no satellites, nothing. It's the size of a penny, mounted on a cell tower to send signals 12.5 miles away at 20 gigs per second, fast enough to download a 4K movie in 2 seconds. Okay, that technology is coming right now. The rest of the world, we're struggling to get bars in our kitchen.
That's fair.
Okay, just saying.
My power went out last night in my neighborhood.
Oh, did it?
They're doing construction on the main road, and they must have cut something. And it took down all the cell phone towers. I had to drive 4 miles away to get a cell signal.
Really?
Yes. Now, I had 3G.
Oh, God.
But that's basically not even internet anymore.
No. You can't do anything with that.
No, I had to go sit at a restaurant and stream YouTube until the power came back on.
Nice. Okay. Why didn't you sit at home, read a book?
It was dark, Kim. There was no power, Kim.
Candles.
Yeah, I don't own candles. I'm a bachelor.
Flashlights. Something. Moving on to number 3, ransomware is changing. Right now, you could be getting a letter in your mailbox. Yes. Not in your email. I said U.S. Postal Service. And the letters say time sensitive, read immediately. And they say that a ransomware group has hacked your company's network and they stole sensitive data. And they warn you that your network information is going to be divulged on the dark web unless you pay up in Bitcoin in 10 days. No further investigations, $250,000.
And I'm sure there's a QR code there. I scan the QR code.
It goes right to their wallet.
Steal everything.
Goes right to their wallets. Okay, so bottom line here is that if you get this ransomware in your postal service, just throw it away.
Yeah.
Don't be doing anything. Why don't envelopes reproduce? Because they're all mail.
I thought the answer punchline was going to have the word lick in it, but I was wrong.
Of course you did. It's always there. That and boobies. This next story is really sad, and I wanted to just pass it along. And I really hate to be a downer, but Mary Kate Cornett, she's a beautiful 18-year-old student at Ole Miss. and social media posts with videos and images of having sex with her 19-year-old boyfriend's father flooded the internet. That's gross, and it never happened. The whole thing's fake. Someone used AI to create deepfake photos and videos of her to fabricate all this. The images spread like crazy. Strangers started calling. Someone launched a cryptocurrency using her name, all because of this. The family's trying to fight back. They went to the FBI campus police. We're trying to get the family on the show with us. But could you imagine?
No. What do you do? I mean, as a parent, you go, every time your children face adversity, you want to have something, some piece of wisdom to hand to them. I have no idea what to say.
Nothing.
There's nothing you can do, and there's nothing you did do.
But other than some weirdos, but they will track them down.
Good.
Eventually, they will track them down.
Hopefully it is most likely going to be someone local, someone she knows.
That's normally what it is.
So it's going to be easier than it's, someone stealing your money from the middle of nowhere.
That's crazy. All right. And finally this. Did you take shop in high school?
I did.
What did you have?
Wood shop.
What'd you make?
I made a rocking chair, which I still have to
Nice.
this day. My daughter plays with it with her dollies.
Oh.
I made a pen holder.
A pen, like a little cup?
But it was like a pen holder, so it had little holes in the top that pens would fit in.
Oh, I see. I remember those, yes.
I made a heart for my mother on Mother's Day. We did tons of projects.
Okay. Shop class is actually coming back to high schools.
It should have never left.
It did. And schools are catching up, and they're, like in Houston, they're dropping $140 million for an auto repair shop, full-on chef school, digital animation lab. They're saying, like, we still need skilled labor, which is just amazing. And because if a bot can do it, your job's probably in trouble. So you always have to keep that in mind. I also had wood shop. I still have the bowl.
You made a bowl?
I made a bowl. I was going to make a mug, but I couldn't handle it. Which is true. All right, coming up, we've got some unique ways for you to make money on the site. How to stop your TV from selling your data. Yeah, it's doing that too. Some bad Chrome extensions. And of course, we have just the best callers ever. And you have us. You're at the Kim Komando Show. Michael in Houston, Texas, glad to have you on board with us. I see two words, airplane crash.
Hi, Kim. It's great to be speaking with the legend.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
Well, I read the Current this week, back on Tuesday, and you led off with a 911 story to say that basically any phone will dial a 911 tower, and I can personally tell you that it will work, and it worked 25 years ago when we crashed in an airplane.
Oh, what happened?
We made a bad approach and hit a tree and climbed over a mountain and actually crashed on Fort Campbell. And we thought we were going to be rescued, but they didn't know where we were. So I had my phone and I dialed 911, and I identified myself and told them we'd been in a plane crash. And her first words were, "Oh my God, you're alive." I said, "Yes, exactly."
Wow. So was this a little plane or a big plane?
It was a small plane. It was a A-36 Bonanza, which is a six-place, very expensive plane, but a very nice plane. But it's small. It was a corporate plane. I worked for a large general contractor, and we just had a bad day. It was his day to crash and my day to ride.
And did you have cell service at the site of the crash?
We did. We actually crashed on Fort Campbell. We didn't know where we were. But we actually crashed, and there was cell service on Fort Campbell where we were. And
Wow.
we were at the bottom of a ravine, and it made it to the tower. So it was important. I learned it first from Clark Howard. You probably know him.
Oh, I know Clark. He's a good buddy of mine.
Yeah, he actually had a show, and he talked about the 911 with parents and kids back then because the cell phones were so expensive.
Wow. So you know what? So that's a great story, and a lot of people don't realize. And thanks for calling in today. That it is federal law that requires all cell phones to connect to emergency services, even if they don't have an active service or a SIM card.
So this is the story from the Current he was talking about, the 2-year-old that
Yes.
found his mom's old phone and call 911 and ask for emergency donuts.
Yes.
Not as serious as a plane crash, but emergency donuts are important.
But I really like that the cops brought him the donuts.
They did.
So cute.
It must be a crime-free city that he lives in.
Oh, man. Carl in Kansas City, Missouri. Hi there, Carl. What's going on?
Hi, Kim. How you doing? I'm just fantastic to speak with you today. I've got a question about cybersecurity and how to best protect us if we all work from home and we VPN in, and what we need to actually protect ourselves on our home networks. Best practices would probably be what I'm looking for.
You need everything. Okay.
Yeah, I would love to have a kitchen sink. Just click on this one, and it's everything you need. You know.
I mean, it starts at having a router, a decent router that.
And I have one. I have a mesh, and it woke me up at 3 a.m. a couple months ago and told me did a push message out on my cell phone.
That's right. Got to get those updates. You got to get.
We immediately need you to update your routers and your mesh units,
which is important.
Which I did,
because a lot of folks they don't have decent routers, and then they don't update them, and then they're wondering why they get screwed along the way. And then with the mesh, get inside some of the settings. You want to turn off. I don't want to get into it, but you want to disable WPS, and like you said, you had the automatic updates on. If you can put all your Internet of Things on a separate guest network, that's good.
That I have not done yet, and I've just checked. I have 17 devices connected right now.
Okay, so you definitely want to put those on its own separate network. Be sure you use authentication apps or at least two-factor authentication. Use a password manager. Get decent antivirus software. Don't use anything free. Okay, if it's a free VPN, a free antivirus, free is bad. Make sure you have a cloud backup, Windows restore points. This sounds like an article for The Current, doesn't it?
Yeah, or maybe a whole edition of The Current.
I think that could be. I think it could be. So if you already get The Current, make sure that you check some future weeks. I don't know, probably over the next 10 days. And if you don't already get it, make sure that you sign up over at getkim.com. We have more of your great phone calls coming up that you can't afford to miss. If you own a home, listen up. This is scary. The FBI is warning about a crime on the rise, home title theft. And it doesn't happen the way you might think. No break-ins, no stolen keys, just a forged signature on a single piece of paper filed with the county. In minutes, criminals can transfer the title out of your name, then use your ownership to drain your equity or even sell your home. The worst part, most people don't know what's happening until they get collection or foreclosure notices in the mail. That's why I trust Home Title Lock. When you visit HometitleLock.com/Kim, you'll get a free title history report and a 14-day free trial of their $1 million triple lock protection, including 24/7 monitoring of your home's title, urgent alerts to changes, and if fraud does happen. Their U.S.-based restoration team will work to restore your title, covering costs up to $1 million. Don't wait. Protect your home and equity today. Get your free 14-day trial at HometitleLock.com/Kim. That's HometitleLock.com/Kim.
The family that vacations together stays together. At least that was the plan. Except now the Dastardly desk clerk is saying he can't confirm your connecting rooms.
Wait, what?
That's right, ma'am. You have rooms 201 and 709.
No, we cannot be 5 floors away from our kids.
The doors have double locks. They'll be fine.
When you want connecting rooms confirmed before you arrive, it matters where you stay.
Welcome to Hilton. I see your connecting rooms are already confirmed.
Hilton, for the stay.
Wish you could become a morning person? You know the type, up before the sun, early morning runs, first one to the office with donuts and a smile. How do they do it? Easy. With the new Galaxy Watch 8, sleep tracking and personalized insights from Samsung Health help you improve so you can wake up to a whole new you. One who, dare I say it, skips the snooze? It's possible. Train your sleep with Galaxy Watch 8. Learn more at Samsung.com. Requires compatible Samsung Galaxy phone, Samsung Health app, and Samsung account.
Let's see. Coming up, we're going to talk about how you can stop your TV from selling your data, some bad Chrome extensions that are out there. But I always get calls from people that are asking me, like, how can I make money on the side? And one of the big ones that we talked about here on the show, and I also put in the newsletter, are these AI tutors, $35 to $65 an hour.
Real money.
I mean, we're talking about real money. But can you make money by taking surveys online? That's what a lot of people think. There's a website called userinterviews.com. It's legit. And again, that's userinterviews.com. They pay okay, but just don't think you're going to quit your day job. We're talking about gift cards.
Okay.
So that's it. If you have a nice backyard, you can rent it out to using an app called Sniff Spot.
Sniff Spot? I don't want strangers in my backyard taking surveys.
You take it, you turn your backyard into a private dog park. You don't use it together, you ding dong. Oh my gosh. And then there's also Swimply. Summertime comes, you can rent your swimming pool out.
You know, my girlfriend uses the Gas Buddy. Mm-hmm. Every time she gets gas, she gets credit, and she gets gift cards all the time.
How much is she getting?
Her last one was like $85.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I use Just Honey, and I always forget that there's Honey Cash. And I went in there the other day at like $400.
What?
Yeah.
That's phenomenal.
Yeah, I was pretty excited about that.
You should spend that.
I did. Not on you.
No, of course not.
Will in St. Paul, Minnesota. Welcome to the show today, Will. What's going on with you?
Hi. Glad to be on your show, and thank you for your service and your very helpful tips over the years. Fantastic.
And what about my jokes?
I was just going to compliment them also.
Don't do that, Will. Don't fall into her trap.
Better late than never. So,
so tell us what's going on.
Certainly. I've been having trouble with a neighbor, kind of an angry neighbor, and his dog has been actually pooping on my property, and he claims it's not his dog or his issue. So I had to buy some security cameras. I bought a couple different kinds, and I've got pretty much proof what's going on there. And I tried to approach him politely, but he's an angry neighbor, so it didn't work out. So eventually I realized something was wrong with my internet service. And from the best I could figure out with the help of my company and stuff was that somebody was hacking into my internet service. So after that, I actually caught somebody hacking into my security cameras. And I'm pretty sure from what my security company said, it had to be somebody in close proximity to my home. So that narrowed it down to who it was. So I'm kind of stuck in limbo with this stuff here. So your not so friendly neighbor is definitely not Mr. Rogers. Definitely not.
Okay. And you think he's into your Wi-Fi network? And then do you think he's also what's he doing with the cameras? I'm
assuming he hacked into them and he was accessing them. And actually, just recently, I went to get on the camera late in the evening just to double check it, and somebody was on it. So besides me, and the security company says it's got to be somebody very close to your home, to your building, not somebody on the other side of the world. So,
but do you have any proof, any sort of proof that it's him?
If it in a court of law, no, I don't.
Okay.
But there's several things that have happened that might take too much time to explain. But
no, don't get me wrong. I believe it's him.
Yes.
But I was just wondering if you had concrete proof that you could bring to your ISP.
Well, you could get into your router settings and look at the MAC addresses, and then you can see what devices are on your network that you don't own, and then you can kick them off the Wi-Fi. Yes. But some things that you might want to do is, number one is change the SSID, change the password to your Wi-Fi network. I don't know if you've already done that. Disable remote management inside your router itself, because that person could be getting in that way. The other thing that you could do is you could disable broadcasting the SSID. And what that means is that, like, maybe it's called FBI surveillance van. That's the name of mine, by the way. And what you can do is in your router, you can say disable the broadcasting. And so that means nobody would even see the Wi-Fi name. That doesn't mean like hackers could get around it. They could see it, but probably your neighbor couldn't.
Oh, okay. So he's probably got this has been going on for several months. So wouldn't he not have accumulated all my information he needs already? Or?
No, because you're going to go in there. You're going to get into the admin of the router,
Right, you're going to change the information.
Yes,
so the stuff that he has is going to expire and it won't be any use to him.
Exactly. And so you're going to get in there, you're going to change the settings, change the passwords, make them super hard, disable remote access, and do that. Just do like the disappearing SSID. You don't even see it. Just uncheck a box that says to broadcast it. And then with the cameras, you could go hardwire based. You could switch to cellular based cameras. So this way that they're not on your Wi-Fi at all, and that may be a way for you to get around all that. What an annoyance. Isn't that just an annoying thing?
All over just picking up some poop.
Gosh, get a life. Thanks for your call today, Will. Kelly in Pittsburgh, glad to have you with us. Hi, Kelly.
Hello, Kim. I've been reading your email advice for years, and I really appreciate you responding to my request for your help.
You betcha. What's going on?
Well, I'm very cautious about being online, and I check my name on Google occasionally.
Okay.
And I put in my maiden name.
Okay.
I've been divorced for 30 years, but of course I kept my married name. I put in my maiden name, and all of a sudden, I couldn't believe it. A court case came up. I am a senior citizen. I'm of that age.
Okay.
And it was a court case from when I was a baby. It says my name, of course. That's how I found it. Mm-hmm. And it's about a custody case between my mother. She was appealing a custody case between my mother and her ex-husband. And my father was, of course, involved because, she had married him. I was a baby at the time. And it goes into some very unpleasant
like what? What does it go into?
Descriptions of what happened during this custody case. It's very unflattering.
Okay.
Was said. Of course, nothing about me. I was a baby.
Right.
Okay. But was very unpleasant. I felt like I got punched in the stomach when I read it. I was like, oh my goodness. So I don't know how this happened. Now, I do.
Now, did you know all this was? Did you know already that this had happened?
I do know that it happened, and I knew that this. I know that it's not. I know that the facts are correct. And I know that there was a, what would you call it, a piece of paper. I knew that on our home, there was a copy of this, whatever you want to call it, trial
sure.
Case in our home. Now, it never occurred to me as a child or as a teenager to actually literally read it. I've never read it, but I know that everything that was said in there is correct. So it's not a false. It's nothing phony in there. It's correct.
But true. Was the gut punch because it was online, or was the gut punch what you were reading on the document?
Well, it's okay. So my mother experienced a great deal of pain that she lost her children in a child custody battle. And when you're a child and your mother's in a lot of pain, you experience that pain. Mm-hmm. So it was like re-experiencing that pain.
Sure. Okay.
Plus, also the exposure that now anybody who knows who is a member of my family or grew up with me in school, anyone that knows my maiden name can just go online and look at this nasty custody battle. Of course, it's not a reflection on my character, but it's a reflection on my mother and father's character. What if I wanted, even though I'm a senior citizen and I'm divorced, what if I wanted to go on a date? Now, anybody that would be interested in me is going to look me up online. I mean, that's just the facts of life.
For sure.
When it's many people. Yeah. I mean, if I had an intimate friendship with anyone, I have no problem discussing these things. But I don't want strangers or people that don't know me very well looking at this. That's not fair to me.
No, it's horrible. Really,
it's horrible.
But it's public record, right? I mean, that's what she's facing is that they're just public record that is being posted online.
But how did it get there? I mean, I look every once in a while, and it wasn't there ever in the past for all these years.
What kind of site was it? What kind
it wasn't there when I was in my 20s, wasn't there in my 30s, wasn't there in my 40s, wasn't there in my 50s. How did it just boom, boom?
Okay, but what kind of site was it?
Okay, well, I had, there's two sites. It's on Thomson Reuters.
Okay.
Casetext.com, and it's on
Okay, well, we don't know. Okay,
Small
I don't. No. I don't want you to give out the site. Okay, I don't the exact site names, the .coms, because somebody's going to type it in and they're going to miss a letter and they're going to end up at some porn site.
These sound like aggregators that take all these public files and then find keywords in them so that they can aggregate them and get search results.
So what I would do is I would write them a polite note mentioning privacy concerns, that the case contains sensitive family information.
I understand. Now, my name is not the same as my name when I was...
Oh, I understand that. I understand
so
that.
I have to tell them that's a boatload of information.
No, it's not. It's a couple of paragraphs. That's all.
So I have to tell them my maiden name. I have to tell them my name now.
You don't have to tell them your name now. Just say this
do
was my maiden name. This article is on there. This is how it connects.
Don't tell them my name now.
Yeah, and then this is because less information you tell them at this point. But there are always ways that you can request removal of your personal information from these sites. Now, will they do it? It's up to them. But if you use the right information, as I mentioned, privacy concerns, sensitive family information, and again, privacy. Those are the terms that you want to use. Now, you may be able to get it if it is through a Google search. Google just made it easier for you to remove content off of these various websites that may contain personal information. So what you want to do is go to, I think it's called Google Content Removal. Just search that, Google Content Removal. But most of the time for them, they're looking for a phone number, they're looking for a home address, something along those lines. But you do have the opportunity to put a box there. They do give you a box where you can explain exactly what may be going on. And then, of course, Incogni.
Yeah.
I mean, Incogni, they're a sponsor of the show. They take you off of all these data broker sites, people search. I don't know if it's going to go into this type of information, especially with your maiden name. But, gosh, there's just so much information out there. Just nuts. So
she said she was in her 60s, and this is a court case from when she was a baby. And it's going to sit there now, and it's going to be there in 200 years.
It will be there. And that's the sad part. That's the sad part. Alrighty then, let's talk about TVs. I don't know if you know this, but TV makers make more money selling the data that they collect when you watch the TV than they actually make when you're selling TVs.
Can I tell you a quick story about this?
Yes.
I got a brand new TV. It was on super sale, so I bought it. It's a 100-inch Hisense TV.
Okay.
And they brought it in, and they, installed it for me. And they're like, hey, what's your password? Because we want to get on the Wi-Fi network. I'm like, you don't need to do that because I have an Xbox, and all my entertainment goes through my Xbox, so I don't need to connect the TV. The pushback I got from these installers, no, we got to get it online. We have to see this box on our form. It says here we have to make sure this television online before we can leave. You don't have to do anything. Just let us connect it. I would not. I refused.
So do you find features are missing because you didn't put it online?
Absolutely not, because all I need, it's basically a monitor, because all I'm doing is going through one input with the Xbox, which is doing all the work.
Right. So you don't necessarily have to have...
it was seriously a good 5-minute argument because they wanted to get that thing on the Wi-Fi network.
Well, because they're using something called ACR. Of course, there's always something like an acronym.
Right.
It's like, oh, well, I'm going to get to ACR. I want ACR. Don't you want ACR?
Honey, the neighbors got ACR. We need ACR.
Automatic content recognition. That's what it is. And they say that all this data gets fed in, and this way they know exactly what you're watching, and then they can predict. And so to turn it off, you have to get into the TV settings, and there may be some options that say, do not sell my information. And then you want to turn up voice control features, because guess what? If you have voice control on, they're analyzing the conversations around you too. Isn't that just something? Who would have ever thought? If you need the steps on how to do that, just hit the website over at commando.com. And still to come, we're talking about Chrome extensions. Yes. Ooh, that's going to bring them in, won't it, Andrew? Huh?
This is almost as good as your battery update.
I mean, coming up, I know. People are going to be sitting there. They're going to be, you laugh, but people are going to be, they're like, honey, I can't get out of the car right now.
Why?
Because Kim's going to be talking about Chrome extensions.
Who's Kim and what's a Chrome extension?
See, I told you it's going to bring him in, so stay right where you are. I know, Andrew, you're making fun of me about Chrome extensions, but Chrome is the most popular operating system out there. So many people download extensions, and there are just bad ones.
Well, how are they bad? Like security-wise?
They are really malware, and they're stealing your data.
Okay.
So that's bad. Like ad block for Chrome, super dark mode, blip shot, page refresh. 3 million people have them installed right now. So bottom line here is that you want to look at these extensions, and we have a list of the bad ones over at commando.com. See, this is an example of the information that people love from us. And I know you're sitting there, you look at me like, Chrome extensions, Kim, that's terrible. Okay. Our ratings are up 19% by me talking about Chrome extensions.
I think I downloaded one of those. I need to go
you
check.
did?
I think
see?
so.
I'll lead your face.
This is not good.
Now all of a sudden it's good. Hey, imagine getting $500 for yourself or $500 for someone who truly needs it. That's the whole idea behind our Pay It Forward challenge. It's ending soon, so make sure that you enter to win right now. Winfromkim.com. Winfromkim.com. That's the end of hour 3. But don't worry, if you want more good stuff, make sure that you sign up for my free newsletter. Head over to getkim.com.
Hey, Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. Now, I don't know if you've heard, but Mint's premium wireless is $15 a month. But I'd like to offer one other perk. We have no stores. That means no small talk. Crazy weather we're having. No, it's not. It's just weather. It is an introvert's dream. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan. $15 per month equivalent required. New customer offer first 3 months only. Then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.